the Asian Games. Yes, there's some good news and we are celebrating it today. The Indian men's cricket team led by Rituraj Gaikwad secured a gold medal by winning the final game against Afghanistan in China. It was, of course, a rain-affected final match with Afghanistan batting first and struggling at 112 for the loss of 5 wickets in 18.2 overs. India was declared the winner due to its higher ranking and in the T20 format. This victory adds to the joy as both the men's and the women's cricket teams have secured gold medals. Yes, double celebration. Now it's time to shift our focus to the biggest game of this World Cup. Yes, the opener between India and Australia at Chennai's M.A. Chidambaram Stadium. Despite the absence of Shubman Gill, India's batting lineup looks strong with Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli and the return of KL Rahul. Surya Kumar Yadav's recent form adds to the team's confidence. In the bowling department, Jasprit Bumrah, Siraj and Kuldeep Yadav are expected to trouble the Australians. Some key numbers related to the venue reveal that India has won 7 out of the 14 games at the Chepak, with Virat Kohli being the highest run scorer at the venue. Hardik Pandya has taken most wickets here. Australia has a good record in Chennai, having won 5 of the 6 games played here. And the players like Adam Zampa have performed well in the past. Chennai is traditionally not a high-scoring venue and the spinners are expected to play a significant role. The weather for the October 8th match appears to be fine with no rain threat and the players may face humid conditions. Expect an exciting game with key battles or to watch out, such as Stark versus Kohli, Sharma versus Stoinis, Zampa versus Rahul. Elsewhere, Bangladesh defeated Afghanistan at the serene picturesque Dharamshala cricket ground. Bangladesh comfortably chased down the Afghanistan's modest target of 157 with notable contributions from Mehdi and Najmul. However, that was talking about led by Shakib-ul Hasan. Mehdi also played a significant role in restricting Afghanistan's batting lineup. In another World Cup match, South African made history by scoring the highest ever total in the World Cup contest, reaching 428. Yes, 428. Mammoth score for the loss of 5 wickets against Sri Lanka. Quinton de Kock, Resi van der Tussen and Aiden Makram all scored centuries, setting a new record. South African bowlers including Kwetsi performed well, securing convincing victory over Sri Lanka. Well, that was yesterday, but today being a big match, big play. Let's welcome our guest on the show today. We have Chaya Mughal. She's the women's cricket captain for UAE. Chaya, welcome to the show. I want to begin the show by asking you, since Hazelwood will likely to sit out, will Stark feel the pressure since it's just coming back from a recent recovery? What are your views on that?
Well, I don't think Stark would be facing any sort of pressure. This comes with the fact that he has taken a brilliant hat-trick in the warm-up game against Netherlands, showing the world that he's fully fit and recovered, and there are no second thoughts about it. So even if Josh Hazelwood is missing, I think Australia is blessed with a strong pace attack, and I think they can go with the 2 paces as well. That's sufficient, backing up with the spinners. That should be good enough.
What about Virat and Rohit's match-winning capability? Who can usher India into a big total or chase in the absence of Gill? What is your view of the 2 old maestros of the game, the guys who've dominated world cricket in the last decade? Chaya?
If Gill is ruled out of the first clash between India and Australia, I think India can go up with the fellow youngster Ishan Kishan, who can partner the skipper. They have done it previously and I think they complement each other very well. Other than that, my second option could be KL Rahul. He's quite experienced and he can handle it very well.
Well, we've spoken about the Indian team. We've spoken about how the Indian batting is gearing up for it. But let's spare a thought for Warner. What is your assessment? This could well be his last World Cup, like the other greats. This could be Warner's last World Cup. Do you think he's going to go on a swan song?
Well, I think it's not just in Australia, but around the world. These are the tournaments that the great players, they build themselves for. They want to come and perform at such platform, not just to prove that they are individually good, but then they also want their team to be on the successive side. So I think, I won't be surprised, even if this is the last World Cup for David, he's going to come back like he always does, with full passion and enthusiasm, running over, jumping around, scoring those runs, enjoying his favorite moments, and helping his team to win. I don't think it's going to be anything different. He's going to come back with the same momentum.
Well, that was Chaya Mughal. Thank you, Chaya, for joining us from UAE, speaking to us live on this morning telecast on a Sunday morning. Let's shift our focus and welcome another guest who's in the studio, Dev Tyagi. Dev Tyagi is a cricket writer and a podcaster. Let's understand his views about the match today. But let's take a step back and reflect on the gold that India has got and won yesterday, even through the rain-affected match. But what do you think? It was an icing on the cake. Indians are now the gold medalist for women and men together.
First of all, congratulations to each and every Indian, because our contingent has done so special, so incredible, and this is indeed, Sunil sir, a huge moment for the country. Yeah. Both the women's contingent as well as the men's team now picking up those vital gold medals speaks of their consistency, their ability to perform at such reputed international events, and kudos to everyone who's a cricket lover and a cricket fan. I think one of the biggest things from this, the biggest takeaway from this tournament, I would say, is the menacing form of Rinku Singh and Jaiswal and the captaincy of Rituraj Gaikwad, because these are three important future faces for Indian cricket. Right. And could there have been a better stage than the Asian Games 2023 to prove that, okay, India is actually kicking everyone here in China as well when it comes to cricket?
Well, absolutely. We've got new boundaries, new team, new medal, and a new medal tally with that coming in. Having said that, now let's focus on the match today. It's a big match, big game, big venue, big fans. I think the World Cup is starting from today. That's the feeling everyone is getting. Would you agree to that?
Absolutely. The mother of all cricketing battles, if that would be the right way to put it, a massive campaign. I really hope that this is going to be a tight contest, a sort of a nail-biter. Two extremely aggressive, powerful, world-beating sides. They've often locked horns on this particular venue. And going by the track record, actually, if you think about it closely, Sunil sir, you'd realize that it's not particularly a happy hunting ground for India, because they've only won 7 contests in ODI internationals here at the Chepauk out of 14. Australia, on the other hand, have won 5 out of 6 games. But I think spinners, particularly speaking, will also have their part to play, not just the batters. And one man in particular, I would stress rather, is Adam Zampa. He's actually taken 34 ODI dismissals in just 21 games, and he's dismissed Virat Kohli on 5 occasions out of 11. So if you do the simple schoolboy math, that's taking his wicket twice, taking his wicket once on every 2 occasions.
Games, yeah.
So that's huge.
Yeah, absolutely. We spoke about Zampa, but what about, let's take a step back and reflect on the greatest spin wizard in India in a long, long time, R. Ashwin.
Yeah.
The man who's a local boy. Do you think he'll get a chance to play in, considering this is his home ground, considering he grew up playing the best part of his match, and also he was a part of the 2011 World Cup team along with Virat Kohli? Do you think his experience will come into play?
I think Ravichandran Ashwin is undoubtedly, undisputedly the unwavering enigma of Indian cricket, a man who inspires as much as he's admired all over the world, and I think he should really get a chance. But here's the tricky question: who does India play? Do they play Ashwin, who definitely has great experience on this ground, this being his local conditions, or Kuldeep Yadav, who has taken 29 Australian wickets out of 20 games when it comes to ODI records? Although he has Kuldeep, I'm talking about, he has a slightly higher economy, which is north of 6.1.
But that's all right if you're going in for an attack. An attacking bowler usually gets in for run. What about Ravindra? I mean, will India go in with 3 spinners, considering the pitch, the soil, the weather condition, because it's going to be really humid, and under lights, it's going to really take a toll on the players? Your views?
I think we could go for 3 spinners, or we could just basically go for the classic combination of Siraj, Bumrah, and Hardik Pandya being there, of course, doubling up as the all-rounder, and then these two spinners to only make Australia's life difficult. But you have to also understand one of the most important factors for this contest would be Mitchell Starc. His record speaks for himself. He's been in menacing form. If you cast your mind to the ODI series, the 3-match ODI series which was held just before the IPL came around in 2023, he ended up being the highest wicket taker. He's of course troubled so many of our batters. Gill, of course, not playing in this match. Kohli, Gill, everyone included. So Australians should not definitely be taken any lightly. But yeah, a massive contest up on our hands.
Not at all. In fact, if you look at the stats that we have, India in the last 4 years, in the four times that they've played in the recent past, they accelerate in the first 10 overs and then they rotate strikes and there is a dip from 11 to the 40th over. And then suddenly there is a blast. It's like a T20 run feast. Would you think that this strategy would work today, considering that Australians have a very high quality attack?
Definitely. You know, the classic cricket strategy is always that there are different horses for different courses.
Right.
And I think with the advent of power hitting, and then the availability of some exceptional hitters in the white ball format in particular, for example, Surya Kumar Yadav, whose innings in Indore recently could not be overstated anymore. He was so exemplary. And then KL Rahul now coming back into form. So it adds to the depth. And then, of course, you have Hardik Pandya, who's been performing well with both bat and ball. Okay, the series in the Caribbean might have been a little blip with the bat, but he has been there. The Hardik Pandya version 2 is as capable as was the version 1. And in case of an unfortunate failure, for instance, with Virat Kohli and Rohit going back cheaply, it's not that Indians can be taken any lightly by the Australians. We have that depth now.
Well, absolutely. Thank you, Dev. That was an interesting insight into the India-Australia match.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.